Well, salutations, Stan the Fan Charles.
Well, salutations back at you, Glenn. Have you survived the incredible cold front, the cold streak in
Yeah,
Baltimore?
so far I've survived, but apparently we're gonna get like the polar vortex this weekend, as if we haven't been through enough over the last couple of weeks.
Now,
So
is that just cold temperatures, or are
that's
we
just
getting?
cold temperatures. I think there was like a little bit maybe on Friday night, but
Oh, I
nothing.
can I can handle.
Yeah.
I bring it on.
Okay, we'll let you come out and handle all of it.
Yeah.
All of the lacrosse games are canceled again this weekend.
Wow.
The lacrosse season is going to be like 3 weeks before it ever actually starts.
Yeah.
It's a
Which
bit
is really when it should start, anyway.
yes, agreed. Strong agree on
Yeah.
that. Stan the Fan. It's insane that they were going to try to play lacrosse in January, but maybe Mother Nature said, "Yeah, you're not doing that. That's not the way that it's going to work around
I
here."
think when we started Press Box 19 and a
Mhm.
half, 20 years ago, well, it's just about 20 years now. I think they started lacrosse like late February.
Or in March, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
I've
or
talked to a lot
March.
of coaches about it recently. I mean,
Yeah.
it used to be in early March, and that is an
Yeah.
appropriate time to start. But that back then, they used to play games on Wednesdays in the middle of the week, and now they don't want to do that anymore. So they decided to start the season in February, and it is costing them.
And
Um,
and I'm wondering, I don't think it's to protect the players. I don't think the players mind being out in the cold. It's just I think lacrosse fans
oh yeah, you
are
can't.
not of a mind to go out
Yeah,
to Towson or
yeah.
Loyola when it's
Yeah,
35
it's a
degrees.
bummer because these are great games early on in the season,
Hmm.
and you cannot be asking people to be out there in these. I
Yeah,
mean, it is Arctic this
yeah,
weekend. I mean,
yeah.
it really is.
Unless you're announcing the games and getting paid.
That I'm willing to. I will make that abundantly clear,
Yeah, to
and I think a
be
lot of people agree.
you're
If you're
inside,
willing to
right?
pay us,
By the way, you're inside, right?
yes, correct.
Yeah.
It almost always, almost always. Stan, I know you're not going to be in with us tomorrow morning, so just quickly your thoughts on Framber Valdez going to the Tigers
Oh,
and what
did
the
he?
Orioles.
Oh, did he go to the
Yeah, I
Tigers?
don't know if you
What did he
heard.
get? 6 years, 7 years?
No, not that. Half that.
Uh, uh, you know, I've got mixed emotions. At 3 years, I don't see what the obstacle was to not signing him. You know, especially when you have so much thought that next year, 27, is not even going to be played. So, and then he's got the opt out after that. I really don't understand what the impediment was to signing him, unless they got some cold feet about that whole
Right. Crossing up his
personal,
catcher. Yeah.
yeah, crossing up the catcher. The catcher, to his credit, has said nothing negative about Framber Valdez, and
Yeah.
his manager Joe Espada said, and knowing he was going to lose him, was still effusive in his praise, saying if he was going to battle, he'd want to go to battle with him. I would have liked to have gone to battle with him for 3 years. I did not have much stomach for a 6 or 7 year deal, but 3 years. What's interesting about this, Glenn, is you wonder if now the Tigers might be more inclined
To
to
trade
trade
Scooble.
trade
Well,
Scooble.
I don't know if you heard, it just came in that he won his arbitration
That's
case.
not surprising. So he's
And
got a
so
$32 million.
$32 million is the number. And so we will see if that makes the Tigers more inclined to trade him.
Yeah.
And
I think they're gonna run it out there, try and win the World Series with these two guys. And if it's not working,
yeah,
then
trade him in
trade them
July.
at the deadline.
Yeah,
That's what I
makes
think will
sense.
happen.
I know you're a Lucas Giolito guy. Is that who you want to see them pivot to now?
Yeah, I mean, look, if push came to shove, if push comes to shove, I'd prefer Giolito to Gallon. I wouldn't be amazingly depressed with Gallon. And as the last pivot, I wouldn't be terrible on a 1 year deal with Verlander.
I think I would do Bassett before I would do Verlander.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric Kratz was really trying to sell me on Bassett today. I'm lukewarm to say the least, but He has had an awful lot of success against the Yankees over the years. He has been a good big game pitcher. I'm not opposed to Bassett. It's just
I'm not opposed to Bassett. Listen, they've done a better job than they did last year at fortifying the pitching. It's not enough to
no,
get me
no. Well,
incredibly
and
excited.
frankly, they set the standard, right? Mike Elias was the one who said we need to address the top of the rotation.
Yeah.
And so it's not a fan issue. Mike Elias said that was what they were going to do, and so I think it's fair to measure him against his own words.
I think they misfired here in letting Suarez go for 5 years at 130. I thought that was a very fair contract, not one that would bite them in the ass at all. Not a hint of any kind of negativity about him, Suarez. Of course, concerns that he doesn't throw particularly hard, but Scott McGregor didn't throw particularly hard when he was in his prime. It can be done. So anyway, it's a little bit disappointing.
Yeah,
it's disappointing, but life goes on.
No doubt. All right, sir. Let's we got one more football game to pick, and as it turns out, we are incredibly
we're
close.
Essentially, you flip a coin, and there's a little small space between us. Glenn last week or 10 days ago had the parlay twist. He took New England minus 4.5 points. Plus, he took them to win the game, and that won him the parlay twist. But he lost the Ram game, so he ends up 30-34 with a +2 in the parlay twist. I won the New England game. That was my one game of the week, picking against the spread. And then I took the Rams and the under. Did I take the Rams and the under? I know I lost the bet. I know I lost the bet, the parlay twist. So after all this, I am 32, 31-1. I have one tie from 10 weeks ago, and I'm -2. So they're a wash, kind of the -2 and the +2. And I have basically, looks like a half game lead. Essentially.
Yep. Essentially the case.
All right. What we're gonna do this week, Glenn, is we're gonna pick the game against the spread, and we're gonna take the over/under. And the over/under is 45.5, and the spread is Seattle -4.5.
That's all of that is accurate. So I'll do the same thing. I'll write down what my pick is. We'll start with why don't we start with the pick? Why don't we start with that? We start with the game.
Okay.
So the Seahawks are 4.5-point favorites for Super Bowl 60 coming up Sunday night. Stan, who are you taking?
Boy, this is a tough one for me. I'm gonna take New England to keep the game close. I'm going to take New England plus the 4.5. That's what I'm going to do.
I hate that because I am also on New England.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta pick something differently than you in order to have some.
Should I pick?
No,
first?
You don't have to change your pick. That's your pick.
No. I mean, should I pick first, giving you the option?
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. For the over under, sure. You get first.
I'm gonna say if New England keeps it close.
Mm-hmm. Then you like the under.
Boy, I'm so torn on this. I'm going to go over the 45.5.
All right. I'm good with that.
So I'm taking New England plus 4.5 and over 45.5. And you're taking New England And I take it you're going under?
I will go under. Indeed. So
All
this
right.
will all come down to how many points are scored. That's a low
Okay.
number to go under, but
Under.
if New England's keeping it close, I do like it to be under. I am with you on like I think it's very difficult. I think we all believe the Seahawks are the better team here. I
Yeah.
just don't know that the Seahawks are so dramatically the better team. I still think there's the risk of Sam Darnold throwing the ball to the other team. I know he played great in the NFC
Yep.
Championship game, but I always think that risk exists. I think Mike Vrabel is going to have his team prepared. I think we are all down on the Patriots because of the path they've taken to get here, but that can't change at this point. They're here. It's one football game. Maybe the Seahawks will just prove to be that much better than the Patriots, but all of the data folks that I've talked to this week said this line is right. Like that,
Yeah.
as good as the Seahawks are, they're not 10 points better than the Patriots.
Right.
They're about 4 or 5 points better than the Patriots. So,
I've got one little angle on this game. If there's one guy that's feelings are really been rubbed the wrong way the last couple weeks, as he's watched Mike LaFleur get a head coaching job, as he's watching Clint Kubiak about to get a head coaching job, Joe Brady got a head coaching job. I would think that the guy that's most motivated to come up with a game plan to shove it down everybody's throat is Josh Daniels of the Patriots, who was the wonderkin 8-9 years ago when he was hired by the Denver Broncos. Was he hired by the Broncos first?
Yes, he had the Broncos job
and
first,
then he got the Raiders job, right? He's nowhere mentioned anymore. You know, you didn't hear the Ravens talking about, hey, maybe we'll talk to Josh Daniels. He's sort of like out of
Josh McDaniels, of course.
Josh McDaniels. Yeah. I'll get it right one
of
these
years.
Years.
All good.
Josh McDaniels. I was going to call him Josh Danielson. That's anyway, Josh McDaniels is no longer on the A list of guys, and I think he's highly motivated to scheme something a little bit creative here to keep this game close.
I understand everything you're saying. I mean, he is sort of completely become an afterthought as far as the possibility of getting another coaching job. He's sort of, we talked about this with Jim Schwartz, where I think that Jim Schwartz has just been pigeonholed and everybody's just decided he can't be a head coach anymore. He's just a coordinator. And I think that people have treated Josh McDaniels the same way. But if we're being fair, you know, he's still only 49 years old. Like, he's still a fairly young man.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, has obviously a very good football mind. It is possible that, you know, if he wins the Super Bowl again this year and they have another good offensive season a year from now, then who knows how we're talking about Josh McDaniels at that point. But
question is, how many openings will there be next year?
I don't know, Stan. More and more, it seems like they're running through coaches any longer. Like, I don't know if it'll be 10 to your point, but I'd be surprised if it was less than 5. I mean, it just seems like you get a couple years. I think D'Amico Ryans gets on the hot seat next year in Houston if they're not, you know, taking a step forward, and CJ Stroud isn't quite as good. And I think obviously Todd Bowles in Tampa would be in a similar spot. I think we all know Aaron Glenn in New York would be in a very similar spot. And there could be crazier ones, right? Like if JJ McCarthy is still this meh, then I don't know if Kevin O'Connell, who we all were, you know, riding very high on a year ago, I don't know if he survives that.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know what's going to happen with Dan Quinn in Washington.
Yep.
Or you know, they were a 1-year wonder under him, and then year 2 was really disappointing.
I would throw Zach Taylor into that conversation as well, who a lot of people thought should have been out this year in Cincinnati. And so if they go through a similar season a year from now, I think he could be in trouble. And who knows if Mike McCarthy is really long for Pittsburgh. I know they don't like firing coaches, but that is such a bizarre hire that if they run it back with Aaron Rodgers and it's a disaster and they know they have to draft a quarterback the following year, maybe they say, we see the error of the folly of our ways.
Yeah. Maybe then they'll look at Sean McDermott.
Maybe that would be the case. He'd still be out there. So, all right. So it's all going to come down to the number.
tell the folks who've been bringing us the picks all year long, Glenn.
Yeah, it's been great being back on board with the folks at 1-800-GAMBLER and helpmygamblingproblem.org. And Stan, we have a lot of partners and people that we work with, and it's fun because, we love the Costa Sin, who you're about to tell us. Sometimes you are just doing reads, and other times it's something that you believe in. And what I like about the folks at 1-800-GAMBLER and helpmygamblingproblem.org, and you get to talk to them and I get to talk to them, is they are never telling you shouldn't bet or betting is bad. They want to be a resource to help you. And that's whether you have a problem, whether you think you might have a problem, or whether you just want to learn how to not have a problem. They want to be a resource to you. So
They know all the warning signs of
100%.
when you might be on the edge of a problem, and maybe talking to somebody can get you under control, or maybe they'll say, and these are people, by the way, the peers that you talk to are people that are going through exactly
100%.
what you're going through.
No doubt.
And that's
No
what's
doubt
so
about it.
special about the counseling you get with the folks at the Maryland
Center for Excellence in
Excellence.
Problem Gambling. 1-800-GAMBLER, helpmygamblingproblem.org. And you can call or text that number. And Stan, of course, we love the Costa Sin.
Yeah. You said it. I've known the Costas family and been through the trials and tribulations with them. With every family's got tragedies. And of course, we lost Mr. Costas about 9 months ago, I guess now, very sadly, to an asphyxiation issue where he left his car on, and he wasn't in the car. He went back in the house, but had left it on late at night, and it was adjacent to the house, and he was overcome by the carbon monoxide. So terrible story. But the family goes on. They're a great story of survival. You and I are personal friends with Nick, Pete, and Christine. Mrs. T still makes an appearance occasionally. The food is great. The hospitality is great. And again, if you're interested in getting steamed crabs, they're available at the original location, 4100 North Point Boulevard. Or if you just want to grab a dinner in the Towson, Timonium area, Lutherville, they're there at the Timonium Fairgrounds, above the grandstand, right next to the OTB. Open for lunch and dinner, Monday through Sunday. Every day.
All right, Stan the Fan. We will see how it plays out. Always appreciate you, sir.
All right. I'm sorry about tomorrow.
No worries, my friend. We'll see you back there next week. All right.
All right. Take care, Glenn.
See you, buddy.
Bye.